plant eaters. Can of worms tonight. And I tell you that because I'll guarantee that when we're finished, you'll have more questions than when you came in. And I don't do that on purpose. I just know that I'm going to throw out a lot of threads tonight, and a lot of those threads are incomplete. It's not complete information, it's incomplete. So you're going to have a lot more questions when we're done here. Let's try a concept. Every effect must have an adequate cause. Timex, $9.95, Kmart. No big deal. All the stuff that make up this watch are dissolved in the ocean. But I don't walk the shore looking for watches. Why not? Because you and I both know that if you have an effect, it has to have a cause. And the cause has to be adequate to that effect. Now, this watch is nothing in complexity compared to your body. Your body is made of 60 trillion cells. Do you hear me? 60 trillion cells. Each one of those containing DNA, except a couple that don't, but generally containing the DNA, the code of who you are. If each cell were the size of a ping pong ball, your body would stretch from the sun to Jupiter. So you begin to understand the complexity of your body. In addition to that, within each cell are enough activities going on in terms of the chemistry to simulate a city like Tokyo or New York. That's the kind of complexities going on inside your body. And you and I are just sitting here thinking about that, right? That's an awesome thing. So every cause must have an effect. Therefore, you, being as complex as you are, must have an adequate cause. And I could take you through a logical argument. I'm not going to do that right now, but I could take you through a logical argument to show you that the intelligence in the DNA molecule requires infinite intelligence to produce it. That in fact the intelligence is written into the language. One more thing about animals. In the workshop today, we dealt with dogs. We talked about different kinds of dogs, and I'm just going to do this very quickly. If you think about a Great Dane, and a Chihuahua, and a poodle, which is not really a dog, but kind of like a dog. But if you think about those kinds of dogs, you realize one thing. First of all, they are dogs, and they remain dogs. Even if they reproduce across the different kind of dog, they remain a dog. But you can't take that dog and put it with your cat and get a dad. Why not? Because you and I know that animals reproduce according to their kind, and that dogs and cats don't reproduce, but dogs do, and dogs have great variety. This is interesting. If millions of monkeys randomly typed for billions of years, would they type a great novel? Now, very seriously, and you could sit down and do this if you wanted to try it at your computer someday. You could sit down and do it, and what I would tell you is that given billions of years and millions of monkeys, a coherent sentence of 5 or 6 words is almost impossible. Anything significant beyond that is beyond imagination. They will never write War and Peace. They will hardly write the end. They will be able to write very little because the complexities of language are such that it wouldn't make sense. Besides, if they began to type at a typewriter, what language are they typing in? English? German? French? It has to make sense in a language system.